Hi, hello, my name is Lottie, aka Sneezy Ferret, and today is a good day. It's not a good day for my lighting. It's a very bad day for that. It looks like I'm being lit by the sun. But otherwise, we have our good moments in the UK, and this is one of them. So, if you don't live inside the UK, you will be unaware, but Wales has always been a stronghold for the Labour Party. No matter how badly Labour has treated them, they've always remained loyal. But not now. Now, what happened today is there was a by-election in Caerphilly, and Caerphilly just kicked Labour out, delivering them a good kick, which I think they needed. Not that I think it's going to make any changes, judging on what Starmer's response to this has been, which I will get in a minute. But yeah, the National Party there, which is Plaid Cymru, have been installed as now local government, and coming in second was Nigel Farage's Reform Party, so all good. Yeah, let's just skip ahead to Starmer's response about this, though, because it's nuts to think that he thinks this is a good response. It says by-elections are always difficult for incumbent governments. This one is no different, but we are determined to show the people of Caerphilly and working people across Wales the change the UK government is delivering hand in hand with the Labour government in Wales. That's a really weird long run-on sentence, but anyway. We are determined to go further and faster. Understand people are disappointed with the pace of change, and that is what the government is relentlessly focused on delivering for working people in Wales and across the UK. Here's the problem. Labour, you are not compatible with what the people in the UK want. You're just not. See, what the people in the UK want, including why Wales hates you now, is you to not just control illegal immigration, but to stop it completely and to get rid of people who are not supposed to be here, and to quit it with the digital ID. But you won't. You keep trying to give it to people, and now trying to get it through the back door via the Children's Wellbeing in Schools Act. You're nuts. You're like some weird little cyborg that won't stop. It's a weird analogy, but yeah, sorry, I'm tired. Here's the thing. Alongside all of this, now, although Caerphilly had its by-election, a lot of places in the UK are looking at missing out on theirs, thanks to Starmer, cancelling them. Or let's say postponing them again for a second year. So let's get into this part. Starmer fails to rule out postponing local elections again. PM is running scared of voters by leaving the door open to delaying ballots, says oppositional parties. Yeah, not just oppositional parties. Sorry, it's not just Labour, because it looks like Conservatives may be happy about this as well. So Sir Keir Starmer has failed to rule out postponing local elections for a second year in a row. And the Prime Minister was accused of a disgraceful stitch-up after leaving the door open to delaying ballots that are currently scheduled for next May. Earlier this year, Angela Rayner, Sir Keir's then Deputy Prime Minister, cancelled local elections for 5.5 million people, amid outrage over inflation-busting council tax bills. This week, it emerged a further 5 million people could be affected by fresh delays this year under the same devolution plans that were pioneered by Miss Rayner. By the way, nobody asked for this. Nobody wanted it. It's just another waste of money. May's local elections will coincide with regional votes in London, Scotland and Wales, and are seen by Sir Keir's critics as a moment of maximum danger for his premiership. Yeah, they're not going to get rid of him. He's not going to resign. I know that for certain. I'm pretty certain, like 95% sure. My rationale behind that is because Labour Party, Sir Keir Starmer and Tony Blair sat down for a talk for the Future of Britain seminar thing he was giving. And what they did on stage was to take the mick out of Conservative and their continuous roster call of prime ministers. Labour will not want to be seen replicating that. So many changes of leadership, especially after that. It would be great for the jokes, but yeah, he's not going to want that. And I don't think he'd be willing to give up the power either. He does like control. At Prime Minister's questions on Wednesday, Will Forster, the Liberal Democrat MP for Woking, asked Sir Keir for a guarantee that local elections in his county would go ahead. Mr Forster said, "The leader of my local authority, Surrey County Council, has had to go on record to say that he hasn't called for local elections to be cancelled, but other Conservatives clearly have, hence why I said I think this is not just Labour. Can the Prime Minister give me a cast-iron guarantee that my constituents in Woking and others across the country will not lose their democratic right to vote? Democratic right to vote, not optional." Sir Keir replied, "I thank him for his question." Maybe he's intended to set up the digital IDs. We've got to vote, but we've got to have a digital ID to vote. Then nobody will vote. That'd be great. "I thank him for his question, and he knows we inherited a situation where local councils were underfunded and millions were wasted on duplication. No, the councils are not underfunded. They are probably overfunded, and it's a lot of wastage and mismanagement. That's what it is. By reforming the system, we will save money and reinvest it in improved public services. No, you'll reinvest it in areas where people don't want you to. You're very good at that. In Surrey, just in response to his question, we expect the elections to be in the new unitary councils and we'll be setting out the planned timetables very shortly, so avoiding the question altogether and refusing to commit to anything. Like every other politician, the government is pushing through a wholesale restructuring of local authorities. This involves scrapping district councils and merging them into counties to produce new unitary councils. Zoe Franklin, the Liberal Democrats' local government spokesman, said, "The Prime Minister should have had the decency to tell voters whether their elections would be delayed by another year. Yeah, but he dodged the question. This is a disgraceful stitch-up between Labour and the Conservatives who are running scared of the voters. The Prime Minister should return to the Chamber immediately and clarify what he's agreed with Conservative council leaders. Democracy delayed is democracy denied." I completely agree with that. Labour is widely expected to fare badly at next May's local elections, and Sir Keir's remarks will prompt accusations that his government is deliberately seeking to limit the scale of the party's defeat. Reform UK had been expected to surge in many of the local elections that were cancelled this spring and was denied the opportunity to build support and funding across much of the south. Yep, Labour's now trailing Reform by an average of 11 points in the opinion polls, suggesting Nigel Farage's party will cost it hundreds more councillors. It's also had an exodus of left-wing voters to the Green Party. So, yeah, Labour's doing brilliantly, like the Titanic was. Probably the same denial as well. Everything's going so well. Oh, I don't know. I'm just sick to death of seeing his face and of listening to him, to be perfectly honest with you. All of Labour, all of Conservatives too. I just want them all to go away. I really do. I want government to get out of our lives and to stop trying to enforce new rules, new legislation, new laws that we don't want. Just the same as everybody else in this country. So, I'm going to leave this video here. Hopefully you learned something. Or at least made you happy a little bit, because Labour... What on earth was that? I have no idea. Labour getting a bit of a bloody nose, not necessarily a bad thing. So, yeah, all good. I gotta sort my lighting out because it's so annoying. Anyway, I love you all. Please, please, please take care, and I shall see you all in the next video. I love you all. Bye-bye. Have a good night.